Hey class, what's going on? It's Jason. It is on Sunday the 26th. So this is the second week of our class. Exciting to meet a lot of you guys. If you haven't done so on the meet and greet, enjoyed kind of reading through everybody's stuff. Make sure you guys post and reply to somebody else in the class just to get to know them, find out where they're at as far as their soccer experience. We got a couple of people that are brand new to soccer. We've got a couple of coaches on the course. We've got a varying amount of experience, former collegiate soccer players, former players that have played for a long, long time and have a lot of experiences to share and kind of help us with the semester as we kind of go along. So we're going to try to kind of give everybody a little something out of the course. So I think to start, the way I kind of set up the course is to make sure everybody knows the rules of the game. And that's kind of what we're going to kind of tackle this week. I put together a little bit of a lecture on it, but we also have some videos as you pop through. So if you go ahead and click on to module number 2, week number 2, click through. I've been having a little bit of things been popped. So the video hasn't changed because of this. I'm making the video right now. So that's fine. It'll be changed when you guys look at it. So use different scenarios in the quiz to apply the laws of the game. Use the resources available in Learning Module 2. You may look at laws of the game, determine the correct answers. You have 20 minutes for the quiz. So that's what the quiz kind of looks like. But if you're going to come back to this right here, number 2. So that's for the quiz, that top one. Answer the following 2 questions for the discussion. What do you think of the usage of video replays as a key decision? The VAR was used in this past World Cup. Actually, it was in the final, made a huge ramification to the final, but it was also used throughout the tournament. Sometimes it was wrong. Sometimes it was right. Sometimes it's just up to you guys to kind of decide and kind of talk about. I think it's a good talking point because it's kind of a current event in the game and something that's kind of changing. They're saying that they're going to institute it in the Premier League pretty shortly. They used it in a past tournament at the end of the FA Cup final last year, the VAR. And then what do you think of goal line technology? That one's getting a little bit older now, but that is a kind of current thing that's been used over. It started the addition of technology into the game, starting to move forward. So I have a couple of different resources there. You have to read the resources. There's basically the laws of the game, and then there's basically a little video on laws of the game kind of post through. So kind of different rules. It's basically, hey, what a handball is. What is a direct kick? What is an indirect kick? So a little bit of an idea is the indirect kick has to be touched by somebody else before it goes in the goal. Usually the referee holds his hand up till it's touched somebody else. That's what they're supposed to do. There's 3 referees. There's the central referee, which is the referee. And then you have assistant referees, which are on the sidelines. But you also could have a 4th official, depending on the level of play. So the 4th official cannot make calls, but they're there to support. If something happened to one of the other officials, they would step on and take the place of them as an assistant referee. And then the top assistant referee would become the central one if that one became injured. So just a little idea of what happens. Usually the big one that people fall in the kind of confusion for novice people into soccer is the offside rule. Pretty simple. You can't be offside in your own half. So your defensive half, you can't be offside. And you can't be offside if you're behind the ball. So it's when the ball's passed. There's 2 people, so the goalkeeper always counts as 1. But if the goalkeeper is forward, that could be 2 people. So 2 people between you and the goal. But when the ball's played, it's to be onside. So it's offside. It's not plural. So that's kind of the rule with the game. Offside, just kind of rules on what the markings of the field are. What is a goal kick? What is a corner kick? What constitutes a correct throw-in? What is a throw-in? When is that used? You'll be able to kind of look through, and there's all those rules there. And it also gives you the decision on what's a direct foul versus an indirect foul. When a penalty kick happens, obviously that happens when or not obviously, but it happens inside the penalty area, which is the 18-yard box. That's the area in which the goalkeeper can use his hands or her hands. They can travel outside of that box, so they just can't use their hands outside of that box. There's also rules on what the jerseys are and what needs to happen, what shin guards are and how they have to be underneath socks. So what is a correct pair of shoes? Those are all part of the laws of the game. And FIFA is the governing body. So FIFA puts that out, and they change it every year. So the laws of the game changes and gets updated as it kind of goes through. And FIFA is the governing body for all soccer around the world. College soccer sometimes have the NCAA has their own, is the governing body there, and so they've changed rules to kind of go into that and manipulated the rules for just to fit their purposes. Sometimes leagues do that. Youth soccer does that as well. The biggest way you see that is with substitution rules. They change it up quite a bit. So youth soccer usually can have unlimited substitutions, where at the World Cup level, you're limited on substitutions. And we saw that get changed in this last World Cup with extra time, being able to add another substitution on, which I think was good. Just kind of helps the quality of the game and prevents injury. Obviously, concussions is a huge issue right now in youth sport and in professional sports. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on. But those are a couple of the discussions that we had. I know it was a little bit long-winded there, but I want to make sure we're kind of on the same page because the laws of the game is pretty important. What do you think of the video replays in the VAR? Obviously, that's a new thing that's kind of come out. In my personal opinion, in the World Cup final, I didn't think that was a handball. I think there's something to be said for trying to handle a ball and being in a natural motion and a natural position with your body as you're jumping and or the intent. So me and Peter Schmeichel was a goalkeeper for Denmark and Manchester United for a long time. His son plays for Denmark as well. But he was not happy with that decision either. And I was thought it kind of changed the game a little bit. So that's with the discussions and new developments. And then if we kind of come back, there is a quiz on there. You can take it multiple times for credit. So that should be easy. So kind of a simple week here ahead, just kind of getting our feet wet and kind of talking about it a little tiny bit. If you Google the problem, I was kind of clip through some things, but most video gets pulled down, and my video get pulled down if I use a video right now. So I'll try to add videos as we get later on the semester through your Outlook. So that way it doesn't get pulled down from YouTube. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a great semester, and I'm looking forward to meeting you guys all through that with meet and greet. So I've gotten about half the classes kind of participated in that. So if we can get full participation. If I haven't had any type of participation after this week, I'll be dropping students. So just FYI for that. All right, guys, have a great week.